What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm talking about some Ravens news because the Ravens have just signed or agreed in principle, which is basically they just signed Demarcus Robinson, the former wide receiver of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think this is a great signing. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this move. But if you guys don't know who Demarcus Robinson is, and you guys are Ravens fans, I'm a bit surprised because Demarcus Robinson was like the Raven killer. Like this dude, every time the Ravens went up against the Chiefs, I feel like it wasn't Tyreek Hill destroying us. It wasn't Mecole Hardman. It wasn't, Travis Kelce. I feel like Demarcus Robinson was always the guy that would, just get behind the defense and catch the big touchdown pass, on third down, on fourth down. It was just like, come on, Mahomes, stop. Now, was he better than any of those players? And I don't know what that doorbell was, but was he better than any of those players? I don't think so. He was not. However, he does have experience being on, legitimate football teams and playing a really big part in that. He was kind of the wide receiver 3 for the Kansas City Chiefs. You could argue wide receiver 4, but him, Mecole Hardman, and Sammy Watkins were all kind of interchanging, different roles for different scenarios. But the benefit of him is he's young, okay? Compared to, a typical Ravens free agent signed wide receiver is 30, 32, 34. And you sign him and you're like, 8 years ago, this would have been a great signing. But right now, he's 27 years old. He'll probably be 28 years old right when the season starts. And he's someone that I'm really looking forward to because what have we been talking about what the Ravens potentially need? Maybe a jump ball target, maybe a deep play threat. He's kind of both of those. He's 6'1". He has good speed. He showed against the Ravens that he can make jump ball receptions and he can make big plays and have big touchdowns. His longest career reception in his career, 89 yards. I would say that that's a pretty good, career long. And, overall, his yards per reception in the playoffs, fantastic. 14 yards per reception in 2017, 27 yards per reception. It was only on one reception in 2018. 3 receptions, 11.7 yards per reception in 2019, the year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. 12.5 yards per reception in 2020, and then 19 yards per reception last year. He showed that, hey, he can be that intermediate to deep play type of wide receiver that can make those big catches. Because a lot of times in Kansas City, it was you gotta double Tyreek, you gotta double Travis Kelce. Well, that leaves everyone else in one-on-ones, and he was able to make some plays in those one-on-one situations. Is he going to come into Baltimore and be the number 1 wide receiver? Absolutely not. But the Ravens wide receiver position room is we have Bateman, and that is the only sure thing that we know of right now. Now, I fully believe in Shamar Bridges. I really like James Prochet. I really like Devin Duvernay. But those guys, none of them have proven in the NFL standard that they can consistently win one-on-ones and be able to get open and make plays for the Ravens. That's not a consistent thing that's been shown. Do I think they absolutely can? Yes. But Demarcus Robinson is another interesting piece to add into that mix because a lot of people are talking about, including myself, has been, okay, I think the Ravens may be keeping 2 undrafted wide receivers this year. Now, with Demarcus Robinson, that may go down to 1, and maybe it's just Shamar Bridges, who I think it probably should be. Maybe it could be, a guy like Lakai Polk. We don't know the injury situation with Tylan Wallace. We also know that James Prochet hasn't been practicing recently. So this could be a training camp body, but I feel like not training camp, but a preseason body. I really feel like he's probably a guy that should make this roster because he gives you good speed. He gives you good playmaking ability. He ran a 4.5 at 6'1". Last year with the Raiders, I don't even know if he played. I don't think he played last year with the Raiders, but he ended up getting released by them. And, just in previous seasons, it was just like he was a solid player. He's a solid depth wide receiver that can actually come in and make some plays because there's been too many times where the Ravens solid depth wide receivers are not real playmakers. It's for example, like Seth Roberts, right? Nothing against Seth Roberts, but it was like, okay, he's a depth guy. But like when Seth Roberts was on the field, I was never expecting anything to happen. He may drop a pass, he may, maybe he gets a touchdown, but nothing like spectacular. Demarcus Robinson has that wow factor where he has the possibility to make those big plays. Whether it's breaking a long touchdown or, getting a big time reception, whatever it is, he's shown that he can actually do that. From a limited, amount of opportunities, I don't expect him to get any more than he got in Kansas City. So don't expect anything over like 500 yards or anything like that. He could be a 300-yard receiver, but those 300 yards could actually be meaningful. I don't think this is going to be another signing like Jeremy Maclin. Okay. I think this is different from Sammy Watkins because Sammy Watkins was looked at of being, he was supposed to be maybe the number 2. Then he was getting injured and he wasn't really able to, play a whole lot, didn't get the chemistry with Lamar super well. He had the play in Miami where he didn't grab the ball. But Demarcus Robinson has been available for every game of his entire career. 16 games every year, except for last year where he played 17 games because increased amount of games on the schedule. So I don't know why the Raiders let go of him. Maybe it was just something where they felt like he wasn't a fit for their system. Because he was, right now they've got Devontae Adams, they've got, Hunter Renfrow, they have Darren Waller. Like they've got a specific scheme that they're building. They also are coached, by, someone coming out of the Patriots system, which maybe he doesn't fit that mold. Maybe they didn't want to really build around that and have that as a piece. But the Ravens can absolutely use a wide receiver. They can. And he's going to be extremely inexpensive, especially compared to an Odell, especially compared to, I know Julio's not on the market anymore, but compared to a Julio, compared to a Will Fuller, compared to a T.Y. Hilton, like I would rather have Demarcus Robinson than T.Y. Hilton. All right. That's the type of player that I think he is. He's played 6 years, in the NFL. I think, he could have a solid 7th year as just a role piece in this offense and allow Greg Roman to have another guy to maybe, use the vault for. We'll see what ends up happening, but I think it's going to work out pretty well. I think it's a really good signing. Is it something that's going to just change the Ravens' entire team dramatically? No, but that doesn't mean that it can't be big. I think this was a really good signing. So shout out to Eric DaCosta for getting the deal done. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Is this a really good deal for the Ravens? Are the Ravens just getting another wide receiver that's not going to do anything like so many times before? But let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.